once a buy a den ho sama PP.
Yeah, Debbie, I think that we are Ghana new home. Now, what you decide, say, isolate yourself from what is happening. Now, watch is like we movie,
yeah,
as a citizen, and your frustration will deepen when, as the development, occurs to unfold. My appreciation at the moment, there has been a criminal cartel. Operating within the ECG for so long. And Debbie, I think the problem I want to say, and I'm say we Ghanaians and a section of the media, yes, so much fixated on sensationalism. Very often we look at some of these things that will cause wow within the media, but I think that there are critical aspects of this thing that we are overlooking. And also they give birth to the kind of incident within the space.
Yeah.
To begin with, if you go through procurement processes, contracts that were awarded, and the things that were being bought, you come to appreciate there has been a lot of corruption, rot, and your friend is saying scandals are within that particular period. Because some of the items ECG were buying will be needed in the next 10 years. So the question is, what is the motivation for Obi to make a purchase of items that will be needed in the next 10 years? A lifespan, maybe 80 and 7 years. It clearly shows that particular place, a gold mine for a certain criminal cartel are no more pretty within. And way to toss the boss so we tell reporter some of the purchases in the caucus he wasn't even aware. Your friends said they're resigning, your friend said, yes, at the time. Most of the procurement in and I think that it is because of those things I can be and I'm resigning here. So clearly it shows that what we are dealing with are much bigger than what is happening at the port. Remember how later. So I think that we need to be very deliberate in our attempt in following the trail in this particular instance. Look at the procurement breaches are also when the so-called order from above leading to those things. Some of the contracts were awarded through sole sourcing.
Yeah.
ECG to maintenance awarded over 573 contracts within a year to individuals. Most of them don't go through any procurement process. Then as a forum. Now besides say yato nema we nyina wie no yebi. This is state to state your friends say agency and as institution. E dey be na beba e na ma nema ECG ato e betena port for almost 1.5 to almost 3 years. Bill never pale apart to a tune of about 1 point something your friends say billion yet home. These are legitimate questions I think say we should be asking. Now anyasa na ya fizeti on Niama si wa port na say we will end up letting a lot of criminals go scot free. So for me, I think say Niama OAC is just an eye opener. I say we need to delve deeper into ECG and not just ECG alone, but other state-owned enterprises. Similar things because if you go to the energy sector, all the agencies now ECG was apart from some of these foolish procurement your friends are buying the company was running at a loss. Now what's your budget now? Almost 32 billion debt and that company. So now because answer quite on fast arrival at this particular thing. And inefficiency one of the your friends benchmarker ubetimi agage the ECG because IPP is not producing more power we omo da come ECG say monjina mon koton mra no omo kwa am technical and commercial losses everyone need to about 32 to 42%. Now sabi o more dama ona say company ni o ma me dia can you obi produce power man say cotton was a commercial and technical losses almost better to 42%. There is no single reasonable person that will run his personal company and be getting that particular losses and or you're okay with it. That becomes the order of the day. So another day the debt in up to a tune of about 32 billion. Then within it, people were using money in a company buying things they don't need, doing procurement as a somebody from above will just pick a phone and then call. Now I'm for the buying things na banana pack it up away. Now some better have a catch. the new meters now no change, you know. Most of them were 40. But because Yatagu Hono, they needed to force it on the people. Sabia Omoba. Now say any audit be a cost, then there will be a justification. Say yabo. I'm told say no one about fees new meter be a pamamo because I think that there is a letter, there is a communication. What will be about fees or new meter be a police for channel because ECG so munyai. And these are some of the things they do because old meters in Nasa for no quite better than the new ones from Modebano. And it has created a lot of problem all because somebody needed to procure that particular thing and make money. People did these things, made money, and at the end of the day, no, or mine and suffer. So I think say the noise in the casa should focus on the ECG itself. You see, management, procurement directors, and why phone in under so I think that all of them must be picked up. The energy minister need to start by dealing with that, not China for our Makoton, or more reference view, or more they are just dealing with those people will not solve the problem. But the criminal cartel now is deeply embedded within the ECG. And they are the board of directors now say which means a cartel is so powerful to the extent that even the board chairman could not even control them. So it means that a bino need to make conscious effort to cleanse all these things. So be catch us say yenya cleansing now which was politics because these are criminals ya embedded within our system. And some of them are smart, playing NDC MPP politics. You see, a buying also NDC, a buying no co-opposition also MPP ni, and they are using their mind doing all this nasty stuff. And at the end of the day, the ECG is winning in depth. So I think the focus should not be what has happened at the port. And the DSC will follow up. But the criminal cartel now, multi ECG or yes, answer how the many procurement breaches are caused. So we need to investigate every single one of them. Yeah, court should be available, and we prosecute these people. Serve as a lesson to people. And JB, this particular thing need to be extended to other state institutions as well. Kwanya company obiti say cocoa board. Kwanya fast on baboka. That huge sums of money. We need to find. We can't just brush them aside and say maboka. Now then, company ni oma me company and kabe jamanako. We need to do forensic audit. Now you establish the extent of this crime. Cost within these state institutions. That is the only way. Then Uber port one may I'm saying say container behind your eye. Container behind your eye. JB Oko porter. Containers in a good minutes or port. And yet tomato a good gas or fire that so bottom. Containers are your friends big items answer our free port and go through a lot of processes. So there can never be a situation these items were lifted from the port without a paper trail. So why don't we follow the trail and make sure that the very people who are giving those orders we go after them? Because companies here come as they are they paid for it. So who gave the order? Who picked the thing from the port? These are some of the legitimate questions that we need to find answers to. Not the noise. Why China for it will not solve anything. Nippon or China, you know.
Honestly,
the very people now are more allowed that particular thing to go through port to send the power. And you see, say you're very serious with this particular thing. It will present to us one opportunity to cleanse everything from the port to ECG. Because you see all these things, Ghana maybe sinners are also near politics, witch hunting and as well. But JB, now we've gotten the witches. This is the time for us to hunt them. Daylight. We're in here, daylight. We need to hunt them and get them out. Because I think that the Energy Ministry and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, this is an opportunity for this government to cleanse ECG, every single person involved. What has any civil servant or it is an opportunity to get rid of all of them, and if possible, those who are involved, we prosecute them. Serve as a lesson to others. Because we cannot be coming here sitting on TV and I don't see but who say be my container or fly and then I support to MPP. My question is all these issues now because I'm 40 years here. Do people really understand what is going on?
I'm not too sure.
Because the everything happened in the previous government.
Yes.
Every single thing involved in this whole ECG rot, started with the Akufo-Addo government. and the subsequent proceedings neto a car port young kwankoyi ne nasefo no nyina. So for people to be doing container Abebeya A2 on MPP platform, I don't even understand it. And this whole stealing in nasefo and see no. I think the first day the energy minister went to the ground. Now they were missing. So there is no point doing politics with some of these things. I think that it's a single opportunity for the energy minister to make sure or dealing with every single person that is involved, including the ECG itself.
But I say, Abdullah.
Yeah.
I'm in Kyei.
Me I say.
Oh, documents or.
Oh, say. Oh, say. The reason why I enjoy bringing documents and dealing with documents is before we are any dealing. I'll find document and show.
Why not?
Oh, yeah, no, we are MPP 4 years. My ball, my way, so I know we own. So one for document and Kyei money on near my phone, near my gang, yeah. They think that they are wise, they think that they are untouchable, they think they are so wise that and ye bibia, waboko, yeah, catch a while, or say, oh, na NDC buy containers naira, huh? From the first day, and yep, papa, Jinapoka say, only be a cost war portal container, which is worth $500,000. Almost my container no call demurrage. So I can't demurrage. You just say, "O container no I overstay our port more than 7 days." The first 7 days no demurrage free, which is over a bar container a vessel number. Now you container call the baby now. First 7 days no free. After 7 days no, every single day no it accumulates charges. And no na you find demurrage. Now, omu came my demurrage no eche container no 1.5 million Ghana cedis. Demurrage on kwa into omu jano port and omu auction. Now omu auction container. Omu auction container no worth $500,000. $500,000. Omu auction no 100,000 Ghana cedis. And ya abro any bay any ebe which hanti bay 4 year again biom. Say Ghana sika $500,000 US. Ye dey crack container aba. Na auction container no at 100,000 Ghana cedis.
You are near Sarah Beton.
You are near Sarah to Philip Akona auction man no $300,000.
Sane hu here.
It is if His Excellency the President Eka say we are at a crime scene no. Na odika. That crime scene no. It say yeah, prosecutor I'm for say witch hunting. What is witch hunting about this? I have born uncophobia. How on earth will you auction a container worth $500,000 US intentionally? Say uncle demurrage. Now uncle turn 100,000 Ghana cedis. Now what's our feature top $300,000, which is all Bogana Kwaka over $800,000. Any woman now. Maybe someone for TSA we say container to me run from port. Anybody who tells you a container is missing at the port, I'm giving you it is 1% possible and not possible. You know why? One, if you are shipping a container, you have a bill of lading containing every single details, your seal number, your port of loading, your port of destination, which is where you offload it. Two, you have a shipping line. You will take a bill from the ship because container no enya odia obidia. Niema no agum na odia nti wa rent container. E na odi niema agum. Nti sa oba Ghana na udu Ghana na wo yi niema na container wura na yeren afa na ade. So you can't steal a container at the port because the container is not an individual container. The containers are private organizations and private companies at there. So you can't steal it.
Can somebody pay for the container?
Pay for a container as in
and the items,
Yeah, you can pay. That's why if it goes under auction. And the auction means Niamana air abano, new run on befa. And a container new run so for so heading or genadi. It's yet me an auction container no Nibakona ya chairman no yin Yamana no outside the container heading. Ako amanura. any will be a for shippers own container. Shippers own container, me say, me container. It's a little bit higher. But no put and because at the port, what vessel a bar. Say the moment a vessel na banner air transport call the new terminal, there is tracking. A room pet, there is tracking.
I see.
Baby a container no go stack na container no go sino there is tracking. Anything as over now be found container over 1,000 containers na hold ye actual stack our container near koyi e dey abroad for stuffing. So untimi ira container and all you container now you have to pay a duty. What your duty we are you go for compliance. Customs compliance to access and give you a officer obey your amount. Now when you are officer no obey your amount you go to preventive into customs no your customs any all preventive any all national security any all food and drugs board and a chemist any all police any all GPHA officers Gapoa officer into already now no security people are container bakubiano or they have the record. Before your container no be free stack edu gate na police national security preventive customs it cannot get missing. Every single container no the reason why it's be tracking ya baby a ebi wono any share house no any say we have the container numbers. Tracking it is not difficult. Now there any say so omuyi pie na ye yi niema na eno na unja niema no but say container na ira there you can trace it and we are tracing it. Evidence say yakochi nkofo a omu ye den omu destroy evidence na omu melt it na there yan say how can you sell it to a foreigner? No ade ye brand new ani board no ono nane as scraps.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes, and they are abroad. What you it is a nipa say, we need delay or no side panel sat video court say, we need ye. Now, if I say bail amount, I demand no board in Manima. How on earth can a criminal take the whole government to court again? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's all delay with them. We allow you to deal with them. If we can't deal with them, then let us stop all this noise that we are making. But I'm telling you for a fact, in the next 4 years, Ora will deal with all these people. We will come to the logical conclusion of the ECG meeting. And your ECG, we say, you some prior, baby, a thing will be a better for resetting agenda, and we will do it. And also, just say, NDC for paying for John Dramani Muhammad, His Excellency, among positions, no, they should take a clue from all this. You will not go scot-free. Don't deal in corruption. The Jumano, now papa, because Ghana for any braces here, yeah, how we know, and he said, you won't phobia and white collar criminals. Omono, they will be there and signing, and we will be there working hard, and they will tell you, say, Unya, and our papa, Abo Bracha will be papa. And your brother, mu papa, Boache, papa, mu, a chrono, papa, Boache, papa, mu. Omunya nipa nchen papa mo ne ye mame mo krono e na omodi etiema say oni umate kra nam ho kra na o hwe ne living a onam a then you feel like it's me lipa what at all am I not doing me onyansa me wadwen but yes still I'm suffering why krono bi obi boche obi and we are all not equal. All right. We fight every single day help contain and rai. We are striking. Now, Kofobi Omuye the Omudi after from na ye back against them. All every single person I would do we are coming after you. Ghana need research. And research no Momuna youth na ye back out no. We are not ready to do NDC criminality, MPP criminality, CPP criminality. No. Every criminal is a criminal. No particular should be attached to anyone. Say yeah, we will deal with them. We are not ready to entertain any criminal because your bread as a nation and we don't have anything to talk of. Why? Why are we doing this to yourself? Now you're fighting for we are obedient baby. Say witch hunting. Look, we will do wizard hunting. We will do witch hunting. We will do evil hunting. In fact, we will cleanse everywhere. Any person who needs cleansing, we will give it to them. Because the journalists, even themselves, will cleanse the journalists. Because you have to say, I'm out for, try journalists say, I'm killing case. the whole journalist baba send a video mu na corruption e cost bebe ECG no and from an apart to you on kan wasem by do here no ogina mu and aban ya say enya aban na bibi wo journalist no so oka ho. All of you will be fished out one by one. We will not entertain anyone because you're bread. Ghana independent are from. How long should we fight and talk? You're good, maybe you're good, you're diamond, you'll be beer, so you're bread at day. But me crying and say, I don't want Abba, Abba and Papa Abba. It's more beer, John Dramani Mahama, in the last 20 days of his time now, what promising now, he has fulfilled it. Mummona Baso, Munshen in Ukraine, Mumbon Payemano, Yemame Vice President, Yamon Payemano, ye making sure say, Ubi in Empire at OBBH. Then we need to research Ghana. Any Jebeba, economy, Nema Bon Koyede, Nancy Utis Obi a $1. As a dollar, crying Ghana have you. Because the dollar has been tamed. Yayan Kasa. The confidence that Ghanaians have with us, the entrepreneurs have with us, we will fulfill it. We will make sure we sustain the dollar. And Kosoro will maintain everything. But before any account for an enya, easy, but we will deal with them. You be more asking, and we'll make sure we deal with them.
All right, I mean that Abdullah say, but I think they said me some final comment or so. Nah, yeah, they no wrap it up. But *439#. She say I come here 40 minutes. Number me just calling that they go. Just when you try, this is the time, this is the moment. I'll be *439#. Now for option number 3 for 5 cities for chat. Now we try to do already. Ivan we have a board ross no. Eddie Amamu, more discanning now. Abante has said to me, I know Momo Baby. Abdullah so there, be road who come a friend. It's a *439#. No for option number 3. Nah, you have to me a name. All right, me and Brefi. Ivan.
Yeah, Javi.
Finally, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that issue I make come once a year, sir. I do boy issue now. 10 years.
No, but time I can now. Because I say.
Time, sir.
Because
Debbie, I think that there is something that we need to do. Yeah, because issue you see now focus so on the amount involved and the personalities involved. One player will so guard on the weaknesses that this gentleman was able to exploit. And I think that moving forward, these are some of the areas that should be of your friends and principal concern to us as a country. Say, why is it that there are so many weaknesses? So much your friends saying inserted at the heart of your governance structure now people can easily exploit and then get away with it. So the systemic weakness, I think that it is about time maybe make it a conscious effort. Never addressing because you live in a country where even the nipa only nyansa kwet me your minor. It means you never be a
nipo
only nyansa can easily plunder your friends' state, your friends' resources in any way and get away with it. We should be worried. And the children even the smartest ones in the chances of movie and there's all minor bo. Because I'm telling you this because the guy sir Attorney General first on narrating the story who follow train now you could see clearly that this is a damn person. I said but because of institutional weakness so glaring and so ineffective, he was able to exploit. So I think that we need to look at the structural way now reforms now. President Mahama Khan wants them we need to reform every single institution in this country, making sure say amount of money I move to and from as a foreign will go through. But the thing is that if the commitment is not there, because for instance, I do what he issue when the monies were moving around, they knew. But because the whole entire destiny was compromised, Obian Hobe raise a flag. What I said, make so it is about time you making sure say the consequences that come with some of these actions will be so your friend saying hard say a very disincentive for people to go into some of these things. Because my catcher said, Nipa does a need always be there is that your friends say we need to do some of these things. But say you shall making sure say the red lines are not assigned or cross there are consequences. Some of these things will not happen. And there are a lot of water across in this country. For me, you transfer your case you quantify a JB. Ever so chance sabi bosia ya born as for. But these monies akodi ba ko for bottom. Sabi omo nam krom ha de ya kasesem edidin semhunu. And I think these are some of the things that going forward, you know, as a share. Now those reforms, you know, we need to do. Sabi ya amanfo to me so easily take over the system and then exploit it to the advantage. Because we will continue sit here and you can we are can't end of the day, no. A man for baby we can never have which for me, you know, it doesn't make sense. We need to take preemptive measures. Everything I'm buying. I mean, you silly all the leaks. Somebody are crime to me in Koso. Now on top of that, you know, you have built that bank of consequences, you know, out there. So messy upper. These are the consequences available. And for me, we'll be able to curtail corruption, even though I almost say it's almost impossible to eradicate it completely. But I think that we can curtail it. But at this point, now I surge it to a point the state couldn't do anything. The state was helpless. It's the reason why people could steal these huge sums of money and they got away with it. We need to seal the leaks.
May I say, Ivan? Abdullah, quick one. 1 minute.
I'll buy Papa. 1 minute.
Oh yeah.
I'll buy Papa.
We just.
But the way I can work out, simply say there are some people there. I don't even know what to do. Hey, I'll buy Papa. Sure, Papa, we are working on again. It's here. Attorney General can play. Say, on one year press conference, or evidence, and evidence I